Welcome back to Your Hour. Joining me now is Paul Rosales, and he's here to talk about new homes.
Yeah, new homes. It's a good time to talk about new homes. Coming up here for the next few weeks is going to be the Wichita Parade of Homes. And that's set up by the Wichita Area Association of Builders to display the various new homes in the area. It's actually a competition on the sellers, on the builder side. They compete for ribbons. So you might have a ribbon for best kitchen, best living room, best landscaping, best floor plan, just a variety of different categories as far as the ribbons that you can win. And those are bragging rights. And plus in the model homes you get to have your blue ribbon there and the card that tells, you know, this is why we got this blue ribbon. And it's a good sales tool for anybody who's into selling the brand new houses. And so it's free to the public, so anybody who wants to go out there and look at some really nice houses, feel free to do so over the next few weeks. It's also a real good tool for people who are going to sell their house. If you're going to sell a house, one of the first things that an agent or a seller will ask is, what about the color scheme? And the very best way to know what colors are going to be good and what colors are not, go to these new houses. If you see the color scheme in a new house, that's a good color. What goes on is that you have the like the Wichita Area Association of Builders, and the builders in that association will most likely belong to a national association of builders, and they'll get together on a rotating basis and ask various interior decorators, for example, what color schemes are the right color schemes for now? What are the emerging color schemes? For example, right now you still see a lot of the earth tones. That have been popular for at least a decade. If you go back
Longer than that.
you go back into the 90s and you see a lot of eggshell white in the brand new houses. You don't see eggshell white in any new houses anymore except for maybe a ceiling, but that's to give the impression of a bigger interior. Now the new colors that are coming up are the soft grays and the real soft blues. Trying to think if we have anything even close to that. The grays have a little bit of blue in them, and the blues have a little bit of gray. You have that. You have some real nice other sets of real light colors. There's even a real light green out there. It almost looks like eggshell green, and that's somewhat of a popular color for some homes. It's almost hard to even perceive it as green. You almost think of it as a gray with a green hue. So there's just a variety of different colors out there that people can pick from, that are the up-and-coming colors, or you can go with the more established colors. So go through there. That gives you not only an idea of how to get your house ready for sale, because it gives you an idea of the color schemes to go with. It also gives you an idea of the layout. People always ask, well, do I have too much stuff here? And inevitably the answer is yes, because we all personalize our houses. The way I like to tell people is that if you're going to be moving, if you want to sell this house, go ahead and start packing. Get the stuff that you're not going to use for the next few months. Get all that stuff put away, box it up, put it in a storage room, put it in a garage, get it out of the main living area. I've told this story before about a house that I had listed, and the people had thousands and thousands and thousands of miniature precious moments, figurines. And literally there were racks on the wall to display them. The house didn't sell. Nobody could see what was going on with the house. You got to get rid of that stuff. Pack it up. The other reason is, pack up the stuff that's valuable and the stuff you're not going to use, because you're going to have people coming through your house. You're going to have, you know, you might have an open house. You're probably going to have showings, most likely, hopefully. You're going to have showings. And people can come through, and if they see something they like, if the agent who's showing the house at the time isn't looking right at them, they can just grab it and go. And that's getting to be, unfortunately, more prevalent in a lot of the metropolitan areas. So box up what's important to you, store it away, store the things that you aren't really going to be using for the next few months. Get it out of the way. And of course, the other thing that people see when they go through these houses are immaculate. They look like they've been lived in, but they haven't been lived in. There's you know, nobody's been cooking in them, nobody's been living in them. They're staged to make the appearance that it is a perfect home, because that's what these national and regional and local associations have told them to do. These are the ways to get the home sold. You don't walk into a house and they'll have a funky kind of color in it. You don't walk into a house and you'll see laundry over in the corner. You don't see that in a brand new house, because in no studies does it come up that that's an advantage. In every study it comes up that's a disadvantage. You know, and they'll have cleaning people come through these houses on a regular basis and get them cleaned up because, you know, a model home,
Yeah.
we'll get some traffic through it, and
Well,
you
sure.
need to, yeah, you need to vacuum. You need to make sure there's no weird smudge marks anywhere. The house has to last and look good because it's usually the last house sold in each
Yeah.
one of the phases. You know, they hold on to it because they've invested that money into it. But going and looking at new homes is a great way to get ready to get your existing home sold. Some other nice things that you see in there are some of the modern efficiencies that people like. You know, the green movement, the whole green movement is embodied within houses, the new houses that we have now, because they all have to meet the new federal requirements for energy
Sure.
efficiency, everything from the heating and the air conditioning system to the insulation, even insulation of the walls and floors possibly, all the way over to the new windows. So if you want to know what your house needs to look like in order to get it ready to go look at a new house. That's what it should look like, because that's what you're competing against.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's been a pleasure. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
And we'll be back with, we won't have movies today. We're going to be back with some music videos from God2.com. Whatever.